Welcome back to another Alliance War. For Loki's taking on Old Driver. Took a little bit of a brief hiatus from uploading Alliance War content, so I actually have a few wars to post, and then of course we'll get into the rewards at the end of the season here, as the season is coming to a close. Had to take a little bit of a break to focus on getting Sasquatch and using him for the synergy with Sabretooth to clear the Abyss. But in any case, this war starting out on path number 5, and I have with me Omega Red, Sabretooth, and Medusa, which seems to be my go-to team for Alliance War this season, which is pretty cool because I didn't really get to use Medusa a whole lot in the past, and now she's kind of back in action here. But in any case, this first fight is up against Mordo, who has protection. He's taking a lot less damage until I can knock him down. That's the whole name of the game for this node, is you'll deal some damage, but you're not going to deal the full damage unless you knock him down. And if you do knock him down with a heavy attack or a special attack, then you'll also get an attack boost for yourself as well. So you do a little bit of extra damage. Pretty cool node design, and I can see why they would put Mordo here, because of course Mordo, he's not as easy to knock down as some other champions because of the whole can't really parry him thing. But I get him backed up against the wall. I finally get him knocked down when he goes in his turtle mode. We even hit him with the special 2 during that, since I had extra damage. At this point, he's so low that I'm not really worried about knocking him down. I'm just kind of slow playing things here, making sure that I don't eat a special to the face or a heavy attack to the face, and Mordo goes down slowly but surely. Moving on to the next fight. You guys have seen this one before if you've watched my Alliance War videos from this season. It is Darkhawk on pretty much the same node, where we got to knock him down, the ebb and flow knockdown node. And of course this is with the stubborn defensive tactic, which can be tricky in some cases. You're going to see the fight after this one. It's actually brutally difficult when taking on Nick Fury. But hold that thought, let's get through this fight first. Can't attack him there, can't punish his heavy because of the heavy hitter node, where he's going to be unstoppable. So I take things nice and slow. I actually hit him one too many times there. I usually like to make sure that they don't get to use their special one before I can even armor shatter them. That way, as soon as they throw the special one, I know I'm kind of just good to go for the rest of the fight. But this Darkhawk here, he doesn't even want to throw the special one. I get to an L2, give him the old spinaroo, and Darkhawk is down, man. Alright, moving on to this node that I was kind of teasing, where I said this is a tough fight, man. This is a pretty tough fight. It's a 6-star Nick Fury. And believe it or not, it's actually helpful that it's a 6-star Nick Fury. He's got heavy hitter, and he's got steady build up, which we don't really need to worry about that so much. It's mostly the heavy hitter that makes this so difficult, because Nick Fury, he goes stun immune after his decoy is over with. So you can see that long, heavy animation. He's unstoppable that entire way through. Huge mistake at the start of the fight, throws me off. I get parried by Nick Fury here because I was a little bit too slow to go in. I was trying to delay my attacks, get those spores built up, and I ended up taking a bunch of hits to the face. So what makes this so tough is that as soon as we get rid of Nick's first phase, with the stubborn node, he is going to essentially prevent himself from degenning, and then I still need to do damage to him, and because he's stun immune and because it's difficult to punish his heavy attacks, it's just hard to finish out the fight. This is my first time taking on Nick Fury on this node. I believe it's my first time. It's either first or second time, and I've taken him once or twice since, and I've gotten a little bit better. But it's still really difficult, and I don't know if I've one-shot this fight yet, to be honest, man. It's pretty tough. So I said before, it helps that he's a 6-star because he's low sig, so he's actually degenerating really quickly. That helps a lot. In a future Alliance War video, you're gonna see his degen is a crawl, and it makes that beginning to the second phase so difficult. So I don't play this perfectly here. I need to bait out this special 2, but he's not throwing it. I'm backed up against the wall. I stupidly go in for the attack, just thinking you know, if he doesn't throw it, what am I going to do? I'm up against the wall. If he hits me with the heavies, I'm just not sure if I'm going to be able to survive. I might have been able to, though. In that situation, it might have been better just to tank the last hit of his heavy attack, get the bleed on myself, and hope for the degen. Hopefully the degen would have done the trick, just being up against the wall like that. In any case, you know, revive, heal back up, got no choice to go back in, and this time, since he doesn't have any power, I'm able to land a few intercepts and take him down. But it's pretty tough. If you set things up correctly, you can save yourself a lot of the kind of troublesome parts of that fight. But again, being new to that node, I didn't have the best strategy going in, and well, that was the result. Ended up dying. Okay, moving on. We have an Omega Red here. He's got this redouble determination. That's the most important thing to keep in mind, is that he's going to be gaining additional power. He gains a lot more power when he has armor breaks. So what do? I go in with Medusa. This is a very silly mistake on my part. So I have 2 fights left. This fight and the one after. And I was thinking, okay, let's split it up. I don't need anyone too specific for this fight. I'll use Medusa for this one, and I'll use Omega Red for the next one. It sounds perfect. I did that in the complete wrong order, which, again, you're going to see momentarily here. So, in this fight, I can't really put my special 3 on Omega Red. It's heal block, and I was running suicide, so I ended up taking a bunch of damage, and I don't really feel comfortable using my my special attacks to want to take the recoil. So I ended up just having to play this nice and slow without using my specials, and I'm hitting decently hard because, again, I do have suicides on, and I have, you know, Medusa's Awaken, I have the Furies and everything like that. She hits pretty hard, but because Omega Red's also gaining additional power anytime I put an armor break on him, I'm having to bait out these specials time and time again in this fight. And yeah, it's making this fight go significantly slower, leaving a lot more room for errors on my part. Omega Red, usually not a difficult opponent to fight, but give yourself enough time, and, you know, everybody makes mistakes, everyone slips up. It's kind of like, you know, if you're in some high level content like Labyrinth, let's say, you know, seasoned veterans of this game can hold combos of hundreds of hits, but every once in a while you slip up, you get caught. Fortunately, this fight I am not slipping up, and I am going to get through it with an L3 here. This is kind of a little bit of a show that Medusa is still the queen when it comes to Medusa or Omega Red, 2 of my most commonly used champions. And yeah, Medusa kind of slays that beast. All right, moving on, you're going to see exactly why it was such a stupid idea to lead with Medusa instead of Omega Red. I didn't think it would matter at first. But then there's also a node on this guy that says rich get richer. Whichever champion has more unique buffs gains 12% of a bar of power every second. So I could have been gaining a ton of power against this guy. I could have just been stacking up the power gain with Medusa, since Beardo doesn't really have any buffs. So even though I only had you know, one type of buff, the Furies, I would have been just, my power would have been shooting up, and I would have got to spam specials, would have had a good old time with it. But in any case, well, it's still just a Beardo, so hopefully nothing too bad happens, right? He also glances attacks, which is kind of annoying. You're going to see me do a heavy attack here and not get the degen because the hits were glanced, which means the ability accuracy was reduced. But it's okay. He's going down. The stubborn, indestructible, preventing some damage there, but really not too big of a deal. And eventually I do stick some more of these, you know, these heavy attack degens, and just kind of running out the clock. Now I'm going to be doing my backwards dance here, which maybe I should just pop the special 3 to end it in case he, I don't know, came flying across the screen, hit me with an L2, something like that. But in any case, whatever, man. We can make it out of the fight alive, and we're fine. That is it for my contributions to this war. Did not get any mini boss action. There will be more mini boss action in follow-up wars, I can assure you that. Did have the one death against Nick Fury, but as a team, we did take the victory against Old Driver. So good war to you guys and Old Driver. And that is going to do it for this one. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.